Hope everyone is doing muy bien. Be sure to come on in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hope everybody had a good day out there. I, as promised, am back for another episode of Let's Do My Nails. Today I'll be using Nail House's Numbneg, and it looks like this color. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll be using Numbneg by Nail House. It's this color. Actually, let me turn on. Um, oh, well, maybe the light won't come on. But anywho, it's Numbneg by Nail House. I'll be using this color here. Let me get a nice view so you all can see here. And so I did offline go ahead and use my non-dominant hand to do my dominant hand. And so here's the color. Hey, how you doing? Um, so I'm going to be using so this is the color here. So it kind of looks like my skin tone, honestly. But here's the color Numbneg. And then here is what the actual acrylic looks like. And this is by Nail House. So you all can see there. I will be using my molders. So I can just make sure I get the shape and everything nice and right. Don't worry about my nail disc. It's still in the process of being cleaned up, y'all. Well, actually, I cleaned it last night. It's just that I did some nails earlier today, and child, well, yeah, y'all get it. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with this smallest bead. I'm gonna pat, pat, pat. Now, what I like about this acrylic here, now that I know how to work with it a little better, is that it's very hard. So, hey, how you doing, wannabe? Did you get your package? Um, but yeah, it's hard, and they the acrylic, um, although it is a little runny, like I said, it gives you a final look that is just like chef's kiss. Okay, so if you want some good acrylic, I just say again, go check out Nail House because the last set that I did, I used Nail House Dark and Divine. And I'm just playing around with the various different acrylic powders that's been sitting uh, in my travel case, y'all. My nail travel case. Because for one, I don't got enough room just at my desk to keep all of my acrylic powders. So yeah, that's why I have to put everything in my travel kit. But yeah, be sure. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you enjoy it whenever you do get it. And we look forward to seeing some updates from when you do your nails. So, all right. So now we're going to just make sure we're getting everything, just dragged out sidewall to sidewall. Make sure you're covering your full nail. Now, this acrylic again looks like pretty much the same color as my skin. So, if it looks like I'm not applying anything, just know that I am. Okay. You want to make sure your nail brush is nice and cleaned off. Okay. And then right now I'm just going in to make sure I shape the tip of my nail in that stiletto shape. Now, of course, you're going to have to go in with a couple more coats and make sure it's straight, y'all, or it will harden that way. So I'm just going to clean it up, pat, pat, and then just do it like that. Now, don't be too hard on yourself when you're working with the various different types of acrylic. I'm using Kiara Sky Monomer right now. Um, I like Kiara Sky Monomer. It doesn't bother me at all. But hey, Adore, hey girl. Um, hey everybody, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me zoom in a little more so y'all can see. Okay. Now, like I said, you want to make sure that the acrylic is not so runny. So I give it just a few seconds to just get a little hard. Then you're gonna pat sidewall to sidewall, or even when you're placing your bead, place your bead flat, right? And then I just make sure that I'm cleaning up there, and then just dragging it down, right? Now, again, you want to make sure you are cleaning up the nail bed area, or else you're gonna have all types of acrylic around your nail bed, and that's around this area here, so inclusive to the cuticle area. Okay. And so just make sure you're dragging things, make sure you're wiping off that um nail brush. Oh girl, you're good, girl. You are all good. No worries there. I just started actually, so no problem. All right, so now I'm just patting everything in place. Now I'm going to hit the reverse where I just drag down just a little bit of here, a little bit of the acrylic on the side, right? So that we can make sure that it's nice and thick on there. Okay, not too thick, but it's on there nice and right. So we're putting it in reverse, making sure we're shaping the nail to that stiletto tip look that I love to go for each and every time. And ultimately, that's it. So and then you want to make sure you give your acrylic a few seconds to set, or else, again, it'll just keep running. Okay. And then at the end, we're going to pinch the nail so that we can shape it just that much more. Now my cuticle bed is looking nice and built, but I am going to go in and add just a little bit more there. Okay. So just a little bit more, or else it will pop off. And then if you want to go a step further, like I said, you can take these tools here and just add a little bit of acetone and clean up your nail bed area. Now, everybody doesn't do this. Um, I'm pretty sure the professionals, they don't do this at all, because they don't, get as much monomer on that cuticle area. But even when I don't get a lot of monomer on my cuticle area, and I notice that there is a lot of, just a little bit of the monomer on there on my skin part, I still just like to take a little bit of acetone and clean it up. Okay. So we're going to take literally just this small amount here. I'll show you how to apply forms in just a second. I'm going to apply them in just a second to my um, other nails. So I can show you that here shortly. Now, make sure you're cleaning off your brush because, again, like I said in my previous live, child, your brush will harden and then you're going to have to throw it away. I know some people say, oh, you can just you can restore the brush, but honestly, to me, it doesn't go back to its same form like as it did when it came out of the pack, the first time you used it. That's just me. That's my opinion, but hey. And then I also have used the restorative oil or formula, whatever have you, to restore my brushes, and it never goes back. Like I said, it never goes back. So yeah. All right, so we have that there, and then I'm noticing that I need to build it a little bit more right here on this side. So I'm going to take just a little bit of you want to get a nice bead though. I'm going to take a little bit of the acrylic powder. Okay, just a little bit like that, and then we're going to add it to this area here. Actually, I'm going to take that off because I need to go even smaller bead. We don't need that much, but we need enough. Okay. So yeah, a little bit smaller. Okay. So I'm going to go smaller bead. And then, like I said, I'm seeing that I'm missing a little bit of acrylic powder right here. So I'm going to just add a little bit here. Okay. And what I normally do is just pat it on here, whatever, pat, let it do what it does for just a few seconds while making sure I shape it. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate y'all for watching me this late at night. Now, you want to make sure you are dragging that bead up and down and around that nail, okay? Although it is a small bead, you cannot just lay the bead on there and expect it to do what you need it to do. You're going to have to make sure you form the acrylic, okay? You're going to have to make sure you form that acrylic. So, just patting it here, again, dragging it down. Okay, and then as you can see here, there is still a little wetness there, but while it's still a little wet, again, we're still wanting to make sure we have that stiletto form, right? And just drag it down. That way you have a nicely, freshly, fully built nail with nothing missing, okay? As far as acrylic goes, okay? And then once I take it off, you'll see they're gonna all look like these, right? So essentially that's it. All right, I'm gonna move on to my next nail. So how I put my nail forms on is I literally just take my form, place it under my hold on. I place it under my nail like this. Of course, I clip this nail, so. But anywho, you're gonna just basically take the form, put it under your nail, your real nail, your natural nail, and then just build the form from there. Now, if you have a small nail like this nail, I don't know what on my nail right here. Usually, I have a little bit. I have a little bit, but like I said, I clipped them before and primed and dehydrated and primed. But as long as you get them in the main corners here, it should stay just fine. But you want to just give it a nice little push so you can feel it under that nail bed as best you can, if that makes sense. So you work it, don't let it work you. Okay. Period. All right. Okay. So we're gonna move on. And now I'm gonna just take a nice bead, bigger than what I usually you start off with, but I like to give it just a few seconds. And it is Just for a backstory, it's semi warmish, but with a slight bit of coldness in here because I had the window open. So sometimes, again, the acrylic will run way more than it should, yeah, when it's a little cold. So kind of make sure it's warm. But anywho, you're gonna work the nail and not let it work you anyway. So yeah. So we're gonna pat, make sure that we are not overrunning any of that acrylic on the nail bed. Okay. Okay. All right. You see how it's trying to run? We're gonna take that and we're gonna clean that off. Okay. Now, this is where you can start dragging stuff down. Not stuff, but you can start dragging the acrylic down. Okay. But make sure you have it all over their nail bed from sidewall to sidewall, cleaning up any excess. Cleaning up any excess. That means that you should be able to see your nail bed from the cuticle on as you drag. You see what I'm saying? And then when I get to this part here, typically I try to savor all of the acrylic, right? So typically I'm going to just drag it a little more, and then I'm going to give it just a little slight indentation so that I can continue on to add the rest of the acrylic and create that tip. Now, if you are on a professional status, y'all might be way ahead of me. Y'all might have the 1 bead, two bead, 5 bead, 8 bead method down. Yeah, it's really just 1, 2, or 3 bead methods that I be seeing, but I'm just being funny right now because every day is something new with nails. However, I just say use what you need. Okay, so now y'all just see me pinching this nail just a little more to give it a little bit more like that. Of course, we want to cut this nail. But anywho, going back to this nail right here on my ring finger, yeah, use as many small beads, I say, as you need. That way, you're building the nail, at your best. Okay, at your best. Don't try to look at what the next person doing. Do what works for you. Okay, because ultimately what would happen is you would try to get in the swing of things of trying to, build your bead in 1 and 2 beads, and then you get frustrated because it ain't coming out how you want it to when you could have just took just a few little small beads and just built your nail that way. It all comes together the same. Okay. Don't be like the next man, be your best man. Okay? Or best woman in this case. But what do we say? To each their own. Okay? So you see how I went in there with the small bead there? I went from sidewall to sidewall. Now I'm just slightly dragging everything down, covering that full nail. Now, just for a little extra cleanliness, crispness, I'm going to use my handy dandy tool here and just go around the nail bed, making sure that I clean any of that excess monomer off. And you still can see my cuticle bed. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it takes a lot of practice to get progress. Okay? You heard what I said? It takes a lot of practice to get the progress and perfection that you want. But you cannot give up because it gets frustrating. Okay? I mean, again, like I always say in all my videos, you only cheating yourself and you are giving in to what others may be in your ear saying, oh girl, you should do this, you should do that. Oh, that don't look good. And when the whole time, in actuality, it does. You just need to go a little step further. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want you to cheat yourself. This is not the year of cheating. Okay? This is not the year of cheating. This is the year of progressing, okay, at our own pace. Did you hear me? I said progressing at your own pace, okay? Don't even take my progression and compare it to your own because, baby, I'm not even where I want to be. How about that? I hope that helps somebody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just want to always encourage you all because again, like I say also in a lot of my videos, acrylic is not for the weak. It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak, honey. It's not. Which is why a lot of people just pop on those press on nails. And those are fine, you know what I'm saying? But for myself, if I'm going to be one day having my own shop here soon, then I'm manifesting, by the way. Um, I need to practice all the acrylics and gels and stuff and things. You know what I'm saying? And right now, acrylic is my favorite, if I'm being honest, because it's so complicated and it makes you want to give up. But I'm one of them people that's like, you better come here and get it right. So, you know, you know, hey, what do we say? To each their own, you know. But I hope that you all take this as a word of encouragement of, not giving up on yourself because I understand, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully, nail school will teach me the power of beading. Okay. You hear me? I said maybe nail school will teach me the power of beading. Okay. In one and two beads. But even if I don't, I'm always going to take that small bead aspect. Okay. Um, I get my nail forms from either Shein or um Amazon. Both of them have some pretty decent prices, especially Shein, right? Um, they have some pretty decent prices. Um, so yeah, got a little bit of cleanup to do there, but hey, it's all good. We're gonna clean them up. They're gonna be looking nice and crisp like these. Now these are ashy because child, again, I did them offline, but the cuticle beds are looking really, really nice. That's what I was most worried about. Okay, using my non-dominant hand, applying it to this hand. However, that's okay. The design is going to be top tier, honey. Top tier. We're going for a Hello Kitty design this time, but a little elevated. But yeah, knot polish. Have I used knot polish? Excuse me. I can't say that I have used knot polish, but I don't think I have. Now that I think about it, I don't think I have used knot polish. But I hear great things about knot polish, and I mean, seemingly a lot of people like knot polish. So, I mean, I'm not against it. I've just never used it. However, I think that, excuse me, yeah, I got the hiccups a little bit. Excuse me. Let me take a few deep breaths. Okay. Um, But yeah, I say try it out though. One thing I will say about like polish or acrylic, you never know what you like until you try it out because some people like Meal Secret over Nail House. Some people like Valentino over Nail House. Some people like Valentino over Honey Fan. It just depends, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I say try out whatever feels good to you. You know what I'm saying? Like try it out. Be sure to hit this like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out when I'm live. I do appreciate y'all for rocking with me this late at night, wherever you are in the world. It really ain't late. It's only seven. It's 7:31 here, child. It ain't late at all on a good set tonight. All right, so just applying my next nail form here. Oh, before the video started and before y'all started coming in, I did let y'all know that I use my hydrator and primer Yeah, the words and came off, so I can't even think. Oh, it's Model Ones. Yeah, the words that came off my primer and my doggone dehydrated. I done used it that much, child. But hey, this piece valuable, baby. Ain't none of this stuff going to waste over here. Y'all seen how much stuff I got. I'm like, I cannot let this go to waste. Somebody getting something, and I better be getting the most out of everything I done got, child. And I tell y'all what, I sure have. Cause child, when I looked at them bottles, I said, ain't no way I can't see the name up out here. Ain't no way I can't see the name up on here, child. So pet petting, pet petting, pet petting, making sure I get all of it in the sidewalls. Okay, and you don't want to swipe too early, or else it's just going to be runny. Okay, which is why y'all see me hold the bead on there just a little longer than probably I should. But now that it's starting to harden, I'm just going to gently swipe everything down. If anything comes out of place, just put it back. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too hard on yourself again. Because again, you're going to just psych yourself out and cheat yourself, child. And then be hitting it. Well, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Well, baby, you didn't. Because you gave up. And you shouldn't have. Okay? You shouldn't have. Because you got this. All of us got it. All of us got talents and gifts, you know what I'm saying? We just have to dig deep, you know what I'm saying? And stay consistent and just get better at those gifts and talents that we were blessed with. Because y'all, I kid y'all not, like, I always liked nails, but doing nails, like, I knew eventually I was gonna get into it some way, somehow. But that last time I went to that doggone place and they messed up my nails, she was like, no, we're buying you this. And I have not looked back. And I can tell y'all this is the best decision I could have ever made. I do not miss spending, $60, $70. I hear sometimes the nail girl is charging y'all $100 for a stiletto set. A stiletto set for $100? What the heck is that stiletto set doing, honey? Now I know mine start off looking a little, they start off looking a little crack right, but hey, they end up looking fi. You know what I'm saying? It's not how you start, but how you finish. But I mean, hey, to each their own. However, I say if you have that little voice in the back of your head that's saying, I can do this, I can do it. I just want to encourage y'all to do it. Whatever it is, it might not be nails, it might be pressing t-shirts, it might be doing hair, it might be selling plates, it might be whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? I want you to just take a leap on faith on you. Don't stop watching in the shadows and put you first, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't sleep on you, because if you sleep on you, trust and believe me, child, these folks out here ready to sleep on you, but still be watching. Trust me, I know some of them watching me right now. But oh, I need to make my shirts that say "Watch out for her." Watch out for me. Oh, I'm hollering. But anyway, so don't. Essentially, the message of the day is: do not sleep on you. Okay, stop sleeping on you. It's 2026. I know everybody's saying probably the same thing. If you want to post it, post it. No, seriously, you don't even have to post it. If you just sitting at home and you practicing, behind the camera, everything ain't meant to be on the camera. But they say everything is content, but I don't believe it. I believe in this the private the thing of sacredness and privacy. So if you want to practice behind the screen, do that. I commend you, because ultimately you get better when you're at peace. I'd rather you practice behind the scene and be at peace, so when you come on screen, you can be that much more comfortable when you make your mistakes. You can be that much more comfortable when when you get it right or you don't. You know what I'm saying? So I just say get you a nail hand, practice, or if you're doing hair, get you a mannequin head. One of the best investments I got last year was a mannequin head. Uh, or was it last year? Yeah, I think I got it last year. Sugar got it for me last year. And I mean, I always have been doing braids. I've been braiding since I was a little girl, but child, that mannequin head makes a difference. I know sometimes we don't want to sit there and deal with that head bobbing and weaving all over the place. But child, it's good practice. You hear me? So again, just encouraging y'all to just get out there and do what makes your soul happy, okay? Whatever tickles your soul and makes you smile at the end of the day, and you're like, I did that. Child, do it. Again, it don't have to be nails, it don't have to be hair. Be selling plates, making t-shirts, selling shoes, creating websites. I don't know. Y'all pretty tech savvy out there now, so you know I just know that it's in y'all, and I know that one person takes something from our lives. So again, I just always want to be a motivating force to you all. Even though I have my moments like I did earlier, I'm like, am I helping enough people, Lord? You know what I'm saying? I know I am, but I don't know. That's how bad I want more for myself. You know what I'm saying? So, but what do we say? Oh, to each their own. Whatever tickles your toes, right? Right. Whatever tickles your toes, honey, or nose, or mainly your soul. Like I just know y'all got it in you, okay? And a lot of times y'all be discouraged because you be sitting there thinking about, you be seeing folks you might know, and then you sitting there thinking about, well, and and see, but I'm not where it's not, God ain't got you there yet, but for a reason. He's shielding you from something. The reason why you aren't there. And another thing is he might not even be shielding you. You might just be stopping yourself because you ain't putting in that practice. You ain't putting in that work because you're self-doubting. I don't want y'all to self-doubt. I don't want y'all to self-sabotage. It is money to be made out here. Um, but is it always about money? You know, is it always about money, or is it about sometimes because the money gonna come, right? But is it truly about what you love and doing things with a passion, because you love them? You know what I'm saying? Which one are you doing it for? And when you make that distinction, then hey, well, you're gonna get the result of whatever whatever distinction you want it to be. Okay, okay. So hey, just think about that. Okay, all righty. Just looking at my nail bed, I don't need any more. This one is pretty built, so now I can pinch this one. All right, take that one off. Yeah, these will be clipped down, child. I do them a little long so that I can clip them at the end. Thank you, Adore. Yes, like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Run up the hearts of love, okay? All right. So now we're going to move on to the next one. Um, and again, these nail forms, y'all, I'm going to show y'all what they look like. And you don't even just you can do all type of shapes and sizes with these nail forms, which I really, really love. But I really like the numbers on here because it lets you know if you want to create a short nail, a medium, at the three, at the 2 or 3, or a long at the 3 or 4, or extra long at the 5 or 6, or extra extra long at the 6 or 7. So I just say try out the nail forms if you aren't, especially if you aren't good with keeping that gluing on those tips, child. I would much rather just build my nail tip, child, versus going through them doggone nail tips you gotta glue on. And then sometimes they glue mess up your nails. It's just like, oh Lord, no, never mind. But what do we say over here? Huh, to each their own. Okay. So, yeah, okay. Make sure you are wiping off that brush. Sometimes I like to take a little minute and spread it right behind the main paper towel that I've used to get the extra acrylic off of, and just, make sure we don't have any kinks and dinks in it. But you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to. It's up to you. I do it though. Okay, I'm getting a nice bead. And again, you want to make sure it's pretty warm or kind of warm-ish in your area so that you can lay your bead and it doesn't run as much, but you know, do what works best for you. I know people that can work in cold environments. I mean, mainly the nail shops that I've been in is pretty cold. They're pretty cold, so and they work with it just fine. However, as I've gotten into nails and just watching like professionals here on YouTube or Instagram, they stress the importance of, the monomer being set in a certain temperature or setting pretty well in a certain temperature. So that's all I'm doing, just trying to, again, give y'all some encouragement and feedback. Okay, now I'm gonna keep dragging the nail down. Then once I get to a certain stop, we're going to add a little bit more to create a tip, and then a little bit more at the cuticle area, okay? Very important for the cuticle area, because if the cuticle area is not built, yeah, then your nail coming off, okay? And do you want your nails on or do you want them off? It's up to you, okay? It's up to you. Very bad bead, not a good bead, okay? Not a good bead. So we're going to go back in. Get a little bit of monomer on there, and you don't want too much monomer on there. You want to make sure you have a good to monomer to acrylic ratio on there. I can't tell y'all what that is. That's why it's important to practice. But um, yeah, that wasn't the best bead, but we finna work with it. Okay, we can work with it. We're gonna work with it. Okay. Now we're gonna put this in reverse so that we can make sure we have all of that acrylic nice and straight. Okay. And nicely built. Okay. Now we're in the realm of making sure that it has a nice point as well. Okay. Make sure you're patting it. Not petting, but patting. Okay. All right. And then we're going to just bring that back. And this is how people oftentimes extend their nails with the nail forms. Like, say they have a short set or something, they literally just put on these nail forms, or sometimes they don't, and just build their nail, y'all, a little longer. So you ain't necessarily got to take the whole nail off. Child, get you some forms. Get you some forms. If you want to be a shorty and to a longie, I am tickling. Then, child, get you some forms and get information, like Beyonce says. Okay, now, ladies, now let's get information. Okay. All right. So we can see that the tip is nicely built, but we still have, the cuticle is looking like a little lackluster. So we're going to fix it and go in with a nice bead. Okay. Now, this is where your nail hand, oh my gosh. You you think, what was that? I don't know if there was a firecracker. Oh, okay, there was a firecracker, y'all. I hear firecrackers in my background. I'm just like, Lord, what's going on? Oh yeah, it's firecrackers. Like y'all ain't tired of shooting them dang on fireworks right now, child. They been popping firecrackers since about December 25th. Grimble day. Anyway, all right. So here we go. We're gonna build that cuticle. Okay, build that cuticle. We're gonna pat, pat from sidewall to sidewall, making sure we actually go sidewall to sidewall, and we're gonna start dragging it down. Start dragging it down. Okay, and then you can just see what is going on. Y'all hear them fireworks in my background? Can y'all hear 'em? It's okay, Coda. Scaring my dog son. It's okay, dude. You okay? Sit down. Sit right there. Sit right there, dude. Mm-mm. Got my dog on edge with all that doggone racket. Then it seemed like the streets be going from, like they be going to war, like, you think yours big? No, mine is big. It's like, no, y'all need to stop it. I can't wait to move to a area where it's just country. Oh my gosh. Then they set off fire alarms. All right. So now we got that nicely built, okay? We got a nice apex, okay? We're going to pinch this at the end, okay? I'm going to take my handy dandy. Yes. I'm going to take my handy dandy um tool right here, add a little acetone on it, okay? And we gonna go around the cuticles because we don't want what? All of the extra stickiness. No, no, no. Okay. All right. All right. Now, I'm gonna take a little bit more because I'm seeing something right here, and I feel like it can be built just a little bit more, but I'm gonna take the smallest bead and just go in right here. Okay. I know. I know, dude. I don't know what's wrong with them. All right. All right. Now I'm just gonna take it back and swatch it down. Okay. That way it gives me a little bit more coverage all over the nail. And it leaves me from when I file, when I file the nail, I ain't just filing my own nail. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't want that, child. You want to make sure it's built in there, child. Trying to save you. I'm trying to save you. Well, we don't come from my singing, okay? Because y'all know I can really harmonize, okay? When I want to, but mainly y'all know I can sing. For those y'all that's been with me. But then again, some of y'all probably think my singing is not the best. It ain't no Beyonce, but it is destiny. Okay. All right, now I'm just pinching the nail, just pinching. You can see it get a little pointier. A little pointier. They finna all get clipped anyway, because I don't want them too long. I want them long like these. Like I don't want them long like these, but I build them out long enough to where I can, clip them. One day I won't have to do all that. But right now, child, this will work for me. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. One more nail form to go. All righty. And then, so you're going to push that again. Make sure that you're pushing the nail form all the way under your nail, closing the nail form at the bottom, getting that butterfly effect. And then we're going to just go in, fold over the top, which is right here. And then we're going to just start building the nail. Now, if you want to make it extra secure, you could just do it like that. But I don't know how long it's going to stay like that, if I'm being honest. But, what do we say over here? To each their own. Okay. Okay. All right. Mainly, the main thing is make sure that your cuticle areas are nice and they ain't overrunning over. Like I'm seeing some stuff here, like they ain't overrunning, but it's just a little bulky. Nothing that like this one is perfectly built, right? You see what I'm saying? Even though it's extra long, I don't want it long like they really quick. But like it's perfectly built. Nothing's wrong with the apex area. It's not too thick at the cuticle or at the tip. You get what I'm saying? Like you want it to all flow versus one of these. And this is where you have to be real with yourself because trust me, your customers are going to see that. Child, it look like a dang on 3D Dorito. Okay. But don't come for me because baby, we gonna clean it up. Okay. Oh wait. But you gotta be real with yourself, girl, because the world is not going to be too shy to tell you. Okay. You need some friends that's gonna be like, no, baby girl, you need to go back in. Okay. I have a sugar that tells me, oh baby, that looks sickle cellish. And like very thin. Um, but yeah, so you know, but hey, you just have to be real with yourself. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna go in and we're gonna build our young thumb, the thumbity thumb thumb. Okay. All right. Padding, 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 padding. Okay, and it helps if you hold your nail down. Don't hold it all the way down like that. Don't be funny now. Okay, but if you hold it down, it does help the cuticle. I mean the acrylic just flow. It helps it flow down a little better. Okay, making sure that you are wiping off that brush, child, because you don't want no grimy brush. Okay, if you gonna be like me in the beginning, child, when I was first starting off, y'all went through so many brushes. You go sugar. What happened to all your brushes? Why you buying so many brushes, child? I ain't know how to make sure my brush was clean enough, y'all. But baby, when you live a little longer, okay, you get better with time, okay? All right. Okay. So now you see me just going around that cuticle area. We're gonna push in anything that's trying to uh exceed out, okay? Um And then we're going to just make sure everything at the cuticle bed is nice and flat. Okay, so like that. You want it nice and flat. Nice and flat. Nothing going over, nothing running over, right? And then we're going to start building because I got enough on here, this first bead, to where I can start building that arch that I'm going for the stiletto look, right? I'll show y'all this nail because I like this nail. This is a pretty good nail right here, honey. Okay, pretty good nail. Okay. Now the pinky, I'm looking at it like, what the hell you got going on? Okay. Okay. But okay, I can do that. I can do that. Y'all be respectful when y'all do it, okay? All right now. Anyhow. Anyhow. All right now. We're gonna just take a little bit more. Huh? Uh Carter. Um, we're gonna take a little bit more and we're going to just go in with not a big, big, big bead, but big enough to where we get that second coat in there. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now bending it down. You see how the cuticle, I mean, the acrylic, I don't know why I say the cuticle, child, the cuticle don't move. It don't move. Okay. My hair, it don't move. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm done, y'all. For real. I'm gonna be serious. Okay. But anyway, when you bend it down, hey, no. Hey, Coda, Coda, please. Oh my God. He hears something out there. I don't know what. Coda, please. Coda, please. You are interrupting my life. Come on. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. One. Don't make me get to three. Two. Okay, now I'm finna get up. Yeah, I'm finna get up. All right. Okay. Hey, y'all. We had to have a little intermission. I had to talk to my dog. Oh, we don't y'all mind that, okay? Just act like that didn't just happen, okay? But y'all, he know I don't be playing with his tail. And I'm on live, I mean, biz naive. Unless you want to get a little, you know, little word, little talking to, okay? He's so spoiled, he don't get no little, you know, whap. I know some owners be whooping their dogs. I don't whoop him. Now, if he make me mad enough, I will, you know, take his toys. He don't like that. Because I'm not playing no games. I say, stop doing something. You better stop doing it. Ain't that right, y'all? Run up the hall. Hey, y'all. Hey, yo. No. Get up in 2 seconds. I'm going to let you make the choice. One. Hold on, y'all. No. Don't make me get up again. All right. Anywho. Nah, he ain't nothing wrong. He just bark at the sound of anybody like walking past, or if he hear another dog out there, or you know, he just I don't know, he just extra sometimes. Extra.com. Got me messing up my dang nails. He's a really good dog, y'all. Believe it or not, he's just right. Why is it tonight? Um, but yeah, no, he good. He just I'm telling y'all, I call him old man. Y'all know, just some grump. Sometimes y'all know that one elderly person that's just so grumpy. Sometimes I call Cody that. I'm like, you don't like nothing, man. Nothing. You don't like anything. But he really do. He's a really sweet dog. He just don't like nothing at his door for real, for real. He do what a dog does, but man, it's just excessive sometimes. I'm like, come on, bro. Then when I'm on live, you really gonna do that to me? And the folks gotta hear me tell you, get you together. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that to me. And he a pit bull too, so people already be stereotyping him. So I'm like, come on, bro. Don't do that. But yeah, he's the sweetest. He really is. He's just a little hard headed sometimes when I say hush your mouth. He be like, no, this is my house, Mom. I'm like, you better shut your damn mouth. But I love my dog. See what I'm saying? He hears somebody coming out their house. He don't like that. Like, bro, that's them folk how. We can't be mad. Them folk gotta come outside. We ain't the only people that live in the world, though. That's what I be telling you. All right. But y'all see when I get up, he shut that damn mouth, man. I don't mean to be cussing like that, but he makes me curse, man. All right. So now we just are building the tip of the tip. And then this side area right here, child, I don't know what wrong with me and my little sides right here. I'm gonna wait till that hardens and then I'm going to uh bless you. Huh? Ah, the Seahawks won, y'all. That's why they are shooting fireworks. Shout out to Go Hawks, okay? Um, so the Seahawks won tonight. I know Seattle downtown is litty but titty. You hear me? Them folks be out there. I'm drunker than a skunk. So why don't be out there? Y'all do too much. Then they be like driving all type of crazy. I just ain't got time. I ain't got time. But shout out to the Hawks. Go Hawks. Do y'all have a favorite football team or anything like that? Because I don't. I don't even watch football like that. I watch it. Now, don't get me wrong. I watch it for the Super Bowl. Just because I like to go for the underdog. We always win. Even if we lose. They think we lose. We always win at heart, okay? Um, but yeah, I go for the underdog every time. Um, but yeah, I watch it at that time, but I just don't watch a lot of I do not watch a whole lot of football. I don't even watch a whole lot of basketball. I don't watch a lot of sports. Now, something that I recently got into, y'all, is tennis. Cause me and the Sugar play tennis sometimes. Y'all, don't tennis bitches be good. I be watching my son, but whew, wham, shaq, wow. You hear me? Oh, shout out to the tennis folks, especially Venus and Serena. Shout out to Venus and Serena and Osaka. Okay, shout out to my girls. Okay, shout out to them. Um, but yeah, so I do like watching them every once in a while. And then Sugar likes to watch boxing. So sometimes I sit there and watch boxing. I had to watch that Jake Paul and AJ fight. Broke their main jaw. I said, yes, AJ, that's the way you do it. Break his break his jaw. Knock his teeth down his throat. Okay, because that dang Jake, he talks so much smack. You know, even when he was going again, what's that dude name, y'all? That Mexican dude, he had them fought. I thought that Mexican dude was gonna knock Jake out, but Jake had then came back and then knocked that man out, knocked him on his butt. I said, nah, he need a real fighter in the ring. And by golly, he got AJ. Then they gonna come texting that man all that money. What y'all come texting him for? Did y'all text J Paul? I'm pretty sure y'all did. All right. Yeah, I'm not into sports like that either. All right, now we get into the fun things of the things of the things of the things of the things. All right, y'all look at that. Look at that tube. That tube is funny to me, child. All right, I didn't have a lot of monomer left, so I don't have a lot to keep, but I definitely will be keeping this. Okay. Um. Now I'm going to go ahead and clip my nail and make sure everything is nice and oh wait, I think I cut it too short. No, I didn't. All right, make sure everything is nice and tight and right. This is just slightly long, so we're gonna clip it. Literally, you're going to put it in there like so. We're going to put it in there, okay? So you see this side? Literally barely put the tip in there. That didn't sound right, but y'all get what I'm saying. Barely put the tip in. Okay. But anywho, um, now put it side by side. You can see this one is longer than the other. You want to cut that off. Barely put the tip in that one. Okay. We're gonna put it side by side. Okay, that looks okay. That looks, okay. All right. I still feel like it's still a little long, but I don't think it is. All right, these two about the same size, and then we know we're gonna have to fit this one because child. All right, let me pinch. This coat made me mess this one up. Pinching the side, okay. And what I can say about this particular color, y'all, you hear how hard it is. That's how it's set. I like me a good like if you can't do this and you don't feel, and you don't feel no extra, no waviness in it. You see how I'm doing it? See how I'm bending and it nothing coming up, nothing coming up, nothing coming up. I'm literally pushing down. Literally. You got a some nicely built acrylic. Okay. All right. Um, so you need to be able to tap them keys. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I don't need to tap too hard, cause baby, I ain't 5 feet down. But anyway, all right, let's keep going. All right, my brush is nice and clean. Make sure your brush is clean because the next time you apply it, you definitely want to go back and use this one. And by the way, I use my number 10 Savvyland brush. Go ahead and take a screenshot. Uh, okay, a screenshot. My thing is not a screenshot. Okay, Savvyland. Savvyland. Okay, yeah, I got it. All right, anywho, now we're gonna go in and just use our 240 nail bit. This is the Delaney drill that I'm using. I'm gonna go on a speed of 2. Um, babe, babe. Oh, okay. Um, so now I'm just gonna go around the cuticle area. Oh, I was just asking. I'll go around the cuticle area. Now, it's good to make sure that your acrylic is closed, or else it will not. I mean, it will capture. Um, it will capture the little nail particles in there. Okay. But once you go around the cuticle, you want to go clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise. Okay. And I'm looking at this nail. You want to make sure that you are pinching the side of the nail. Pinch the side of the nail. Okay. Let me turn on my light. Maybe it'll come on for me. Uh-oh. Hold on. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Here we go. All right. Oh, that's better. Way better. So we got some more light. Let's go up. Okay. All right. So essentially, you don't want it too bulky and you don't want it too thin because, again, that's where you get that leeway and you start seeing it lifting up. You don't want it to come up, child. We trying to tappity tap, tap, tap for weeks, unless you're doing the pop off method, okay? And then, well, you can just pop them off. Um, and I just recently got into the pop off method of it all, which I really, really like because I'm getting better and better at it. And I noticed that there is not a lot of, like, if any, y'all, I don't have any tear or anything in my nails or it doesn't create that line on my nail bed. Like, no, none of that. Like, it's just a clean pop off, okay? However, do what works for you and let that be it, okay? All right. I have to turn it this way so I can see. All right. Well, that's what it's looking like. It looks a little short, but trust me, it's gonna be nice and what's it called? Pointy when I get done. Okay, we're gonna move on. I'm still on the speed of 3 because sometimes when you go higher on the speed of your nail drill, it just drills off a little bit more at a time than sometimes you want it to. So I've just been practicing. I practice on high, low, especially when I'm offline, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Shoot, I do it sometime on about a 5 or 6 because I'll be trying to get my nails done just like that. You know what I'm saying? But for training purposes, because I am teacher destiny. um, y'all like my little laugh. Ooh, some of y'all probably like, no, girl, please laugh regular. I'm not, okay? But anywho, um, for training purposes, I'm just gonna go on a smaller speed. And y'all, slow and steady wins the race. Believe it or not, you know how our parents or grandparents, you know, slow and steady wins the race. You don't have to always move at a fast pace. Like that's true. The more and more I've gotten older, you know, that's so true, bro. That's so true. That's so true. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, y'all just see me teasing the sides here. Um, because again, if you are, make sure you're pinching those sides, y'all. And there we have it. All right. Okay. We ain't shaped them yet. We ain't shaped them yet. Okay. What bit am I using? Maybe I will post the pop off method one day. Maybe yeah. I'll put that in my notes to do. Um, but the bit I'm using is a 240 bit. So sometimes I use it. Most times I'm using my 240 bit because I really really like it. Um, and then I'm using, I call it my sphere. um, but yeah, the drill sanding bit is 240, but sometimes I use 180 very rarely. I know I should probably use it more than often than not, but I just find 240 so comfortable. Like it does everything I need it to do. And then sometimes I don't even have to use this bit at all because I have my yeah, I can never think of the name of my bit. But it's what they use at the nail shop where it comes with like the holes in it or whatever. A little bit more sanding holes and it's more rigid. Um, and that goes a long way because it just sends off everything I needed to go. I need to go. So I'm gonna think of it. I'm gonna think of it, and actually, after I'm done with this, I'm gonna look it up right fast for y'all so y'all know the name of it. So you see how I'm going clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise. Yes. And then if sometimes I cannot get in those cuticle areas, then I'm going to show you what other sanding bit I use. I mean, drill bit I use. Just very thin and straight bit. Right now, I'm just helping myself for when I file. So I'm just going in, just cleaning up the side areas so I can go on. I can use that file very seamlessly. Okay. So right here, I can't like I got it around the nail bed as best I can, but we can do better, right? Yeah, we can always do better. We can do better. Okay. So then I just switch it for this little guy here. Some people like the short, thicker one, but I like this one just because I can just literally see. Now I cleaned it up. Like, like essentially that's it. Just get in there and get everything else out of there that I don't want in there. Right? And it just cleans it up. Okay? Just cleans it up. And then I have a nicely built cuticle area for the three. Okay? Looks a little ashy right now, but trust and believe me, it's gonna look very nice. I think this is gonna be a little longer than what I wanted, and I'm going to have to go in and shape this one a little, excuse me, more. So, all right. So now I'm just gonna do that. I had a little bit more little particles than I wanted to. Okay. All right. Anyhow, moving on. Now we're gonna move on to our pointer. Some people say this is their favorite part of watching the video, so I'm gonna hush. Is listening to the drill bit, so I'm gonna hush for just a split second. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I'm gonna have to shoot. Get everything out of here. All right, so I'm gonna have to build my pinky just a little bit more. So I'm gonna go back in with my monomer and my number 10 Savvy Land brush. And this is where I say that the nail forms can come in handy if you want to extend your nail or whatever. So I'm gonna go back in. This color is called Nutmeg. I'm gonna go back in with just the slightest little bit here. And this is where you want to definitely give your acrylic a few seconds to dry. Okay. And then you're going to stretch it forward. Okay. To give it that length that you want. Okay. All right. So we've extended it. Go in with just a little more. And ultimately, we have built our, or we've extended our pinky. And that's it. That's it. That's all. So no popping off the nail, no need for all that. Just get your builders and let that be it. And essentially, that's all you would have to do, right? Cuticle's looking nice and right. Nothing is too thick, too crazy. Everything is nice and succinct. I'm gonna flip this one down because this one is too long still, and this one can be shaped little more. Oh Lord, yeah, I know I'm using my non-dominant hand, so we struggles a little bit. So that look way better. It's way better. Still a little creaky, but we'll take it. Okay, yeah, I like them. They're cute. I'll wait for this one to sit, and then I'm going to move on. In the meantime, in between time, put the rest of that back in there. Cause child, we don't got no time to be losing out on monomer. Okay, put that right on back in there. We'll clean this out. Make sure these are clean at the end of the night or whenever you get done using them. And then now, while this one is setting, I'm gonna go ahead and file this one, and then we're gonna do part 2 tomorrow. But right now we gonna buff and file and do all of that. So I got these off of Shein. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're liking what you see. I do appreciate y'all for hanging with me. Okay, so I just take a little bit, drop, 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 drop. Oh, and here's the cuticle oil. This is sweet almond cuticle oil I got off of Amazon. So you can get this off of Amazon too. So I just literally go in, make sure I'm covering the full nail. Bless you. You're welcome. And you see, like adding that cuticle oil just gives it a more smooth and sexy look. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all do that? And again, this is numbing. I'll show y'all at the end, right before we wrap up, what it's looking like. Okay. And what I like about this color, it kind of look like natural nail colors a little bit, but then it has like that pizzazz of that pop of like light tan ish. So yeah, that's me uh buffing the nails or whatever and stuffing things. with the cuticle. Oh, take a little bit, put a little bit on this side. And then this is gonna be it, y'all. This is gonna be it. And ultimately, child, if you like them, I love them. Okay. Don't let nobody trick you out of your spot, honey. This is your season. Okay. You can do it. It takes a little time and a lot of bit of patience. Okay. When we come back tomorrow, these will definitely be getting some color on them. But I like this numbing, mysterious, but so me color. Um, but yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed this live so far. I'm literally gonna pop this off. Let that so make sure you're pinching the tip. Make sure you're pinching the tip. It gives it a little bit more tippity tip. Right? And yeah. Using my non-dominant hand. Don't get discouraged because you gotta use your non-dominant hand too. Okay? It's just a part of the process. Some people don't, some people do. Some people use their non-dominant hand. Some don't, and they just pop on some doggone um some apply the acrylic powder to their dominant hand. I mean, using their dominant hand to their non-dominant hand, and then when it gets to using their non-dominant hand, they'll just use some press on nails, child. So do what work for you. But if you want to get better and you know just get a little bit more practice in, I challenge you to use your non-dominant hand. You see me, it's challenging, but we got it done, child. We got it done, okay? All right. We're gonna go back around, hit them corners like they do at the shop. Corners, 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 corners. Make it not ashy no more. Go back in, buffing. Then you're gonna wash your hands. And you're gonna wash your hands with a brush, okay? Make sure you are using make sure you're using one of these brushes and some good soap, okay? All right. But essentially that's it, y'all. So we gonna wash our hands off of this live. And then tomorrow I'm gonna set a live for us to go ahead and go in with our design. So final look, it's looking like this. Just clawing. Well, okay. Okay. Yes. So I challenge you. I'm gonna challenge you all to do the same thing I did tonight and do it better. Okay? Because I know that you all got it in you. Just like I know I be having it in me, but I just have some days where I'm like, oh my God, I don't have it. And why this and why that? But I have to get out of my head, say a prayer, and I'll be good. So yeah, I got this, okay? All right? Okay? Okay? That's how we looking. Nice, sharp, nice and sharp. Cuticles are nice and clean. Okay? Nothing runneth over. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out when we go in and style the nails tomorrow. Hope y'all enjoyed this live so much. Do provide feedback on each hand. If you see something on one hand and you're like, girl, do this on this hand, y'all let me know. Let me know, okay? I am an open book. All right. Without further ado, I'm out. Bye.